The central bank sounded an alarm on Friday in its quarterly monetary policy report that the Trinidad and Tobago economy is slowing down. Economist Indera Sagewan-Alli says she has to agree with their forecast for 2019.
I think Christmas sales bears out what the central bank is saying in terms of the slowdown in the economy. So the slowdown is not just in the energy sector, but moreover, it is very, very prevalent in the non-energy sector. Traditionally, retail and distribution tends to be extremely buoyant. But in recent time, we've seen a significant slowdown in these sectors. There's very little that is happening in terms of diversifying and growing the other sectors in the economy. So when we look at 2019, what we're looking at is a year where the productive sectors really are not going to be stepping up to the plate in terms of creating economic growth.
Ms. Sagewan-Alli believes government expenditure will increase. Already, she says, they have spoken of highway projects and sandals in Tobago, all construction-based ventures. She notes, however, that this type of employment only engages one sector of the economy.
The kind of expenditure we'll see next year will employ mostly unskilled and very basic skilled individuals. But the kind of retrenchment that is taking place, like for example, in a factory where you have highly skilled people being put on the breadline, where are the opportunities to employ them? When you look around you, there really aren't any places where they will go. So that kind of unemployment is going to remain with us unless those people can find opportunities where they will be employed, but they will be underemployed.
While the Economist says there is still need for Trinidad and Tobago to diversify to emerge from oil and gas-based dependency, she makes it clear that there is hope for the country.
I think Trinidad and Tobago we still have the room to be able to turn it. Oh yeah, there's the yachting sector, which is about to die. And we have so much potential there. There's so many areas in agriculture. I mean, when you look at the price of peppers, when you look at where the demand for that whole area of food is going, we have potential. We have room in medical tourism, but we have to be very strategic and focus in on where we can.
President of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Ronald Hines, believes that going into 2019, the conversation between labor and employers needs to be different. He believes at present there is too much of an adversarial conversation.
The world is changing, saying there's a set of technologies that cause the world to change, saying that these things are going to give rise to new ways of working. It's going to give rise of new ways to manage people. It's going to give rise to all of these things. And hey, Mr. and Mrs. HR manager, and hey, Mr. and Mrs. businessman, these things you need to be aware of if you're going to successfully transform your business. So if you don't do these things, you're going to run into problems, you're going to lose good people, you won't be able to keep good people.
Mr. Hines says not only labor, but also employers need to acknowledge a need for a more informed dialogue to increase productivity.
So a lot of the things we do at the Chamber is from that philosophical perspective that it is not only the government and labor that needs to change, but the business community needs to change as well. So a lot of those transformational things we put on is part of that very conscious desire to do our part in bringing about the change.
He says the change can really begin in the new year as the country faces its many economic and other challenges.
We really need to change our conversation from what we can't do to a greater focus on what do we need to do to sustainably survive in this ever-changing world. I mean, that is my synopsis of what I would hope we could do starting in 2019.